I'm Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of today's newsletter is going to be why being successful with women breeds confidence and why it builds your confidence. Well, many years ago, when I was writing my book, or I should say when I was living my life and all the stories that became part of my book, what I didn't realize at the time was once I got past, in other words, once I went from being a guy who was really unsuccessful with women and started becoming a guy who was experiencing nothing but success with women, it completely changed my life. It changed how I showed up in the world. Because what happens is, and I talk about this in the book and I talk about it in my articles, is that when you become really successful with women when you weren't before, what you realize is most of the guys out there don't have a fucking clue when it comes to women. And this knowledge, this acquired knowledge that you have, then gives you a leg up because you realize that most guys have absolutely no idea when it comes to women and they're unsuccessful with women. And so whether you're negotiating a salary for a job that you're thinking about taking on, or you're interviewing for a job, or you're negotiating a sales contract for your company, it gives you a leg up because you hear it in the voice of the person that you're talking to, that you're interacting with, that you've got an edge on them. You've got more confidence just when it comes to life. And so what happens is when you get into a relationship with a woman, or you just start dating lots of different women and having great interactions with them, because feminine energy is joy, it's creativity, it's fun, it's playfulness. And so when you have amazing women in your life bringing this amazing feminine, joyous, playful energy to you, and you're successful at making women happy, and the more successful you are at making women happy, the more women that show up in your life, you can't help but look at the world in a much different way. You look at the world in a much more opportunistic way, an opportunistic attitude, where you see opportunity where before you only saw walls or obstacles. When you go from being unsuccessful with women to being very successful with women, what 6 months ago might have looked like some kind of an insurmountable obstacle now just looks like a bump in the road. Masculine energy grows through challenge. And as men, when we become more successful with women, we become more successful in every area of our life, because when you have this feminine energy in your life, it gives you a sense of peace, a sense of completion, a sense of well-being, a sense that all is well. You start to see synchronicities in your life as opposed to things being a struggle. And so things just kind of start to magically fall in place. You just don't sweat the small stuff. And as a man, your comfort zone is where you're most uncomfortable. In other words, we as men, we grow when we are uncomfortable. I mean, look at it this way. If you were like I once was, where I was terrified to talk to women, didn't know what to say, didn't know how to keep their interest, that kind of thing, and then you go to being successful with women and being successful at making them happy, what you realize is that it gives you a sense of peace and balance in your life. And so if you've got an area of your life that's already pretty unbalanced, but you really are kind of able to ignore it, when you become really successful with women, you realize that this area of your life is giving you a lot of static, a lot of noise, a lot of imbalance, and it's taking away from the peace in your life. And since you have a better attitude and you kind of have hey, everything always works out for me, then you'll actually put some attention. And maybe it's your health. Maybe you quit working out 6 months ago or whatever. Or you are working out, but you're just not working out on as consistent as a basis as you should. Or if you have a business and you're not paying yourself first, but instead you keep dumping your salary back into the company to grow it, then you realize, little things like that, you realize, well, this is not really a balanced approach. And so the successful women in your life will help you look at that unbalanced area and fix what needs balancing. And so what happens is you may have had 3 or 4 areas of your life that you weren't really paying much attention to. And now since everything's banging on all cylinders in your personal life, and you realize that these other areas are lagging way behind, you'll put some attention and effort on it. Because like I said, your comfort zone is where you're most uncomfortable. And to go from being really uncomfortable with women to being comfortable with them requires repetition, meaning you have to interact with them quite a bit. And when you interact with them enough, you basically destroy that old limiting belief through having successes. Because inaction breeds fear and doubt, but action breeds confidence and courage. And so I got an email here from one of my phone coaching clients. He's in the middle of his criminal justice degree, and he's had some trouble getting hired. And before, he used to just be depressed for days. He'd be upset about it. And now, because he has success with women in his life, when he gets rejected, when he goes to and applies for a job, he doesn't see it as that big of a deal. So let's go through his email here. He says, "How goes it, my man? Fucking awesome newsletters that you're putting out. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I work really hard at putting these things together. I'll spend 3 or 4 hours on just one article just to make sure I really make the point and get the main idea across that I want to get across. Well, I've had some ups and downs in my life since our last session. First, I'll start with downs. Both jobs I applied for, I got passed up on. One because of background check and the other because of political purposes. However, I'm eligible to reapply for both, and with one of them, I was informed that they would keep my app for 6 months. Dude, there were 5 openings, and according to my inside source, I was number 6 on the list. Well, as I like to say, close but no cigar. Corey, at first I was devastated. I started feeling sorry for myself and was wondering once again what the hell I was doing wrong. But I licked my wounds and came to the realization that I will ensure failure if I don't get back up. Yesterday I got up, took a shower, and as I was getting ready, this serene feeling came over me as if everything was going to be okay. Now, the reason that happens is because you authentically experienced the icky feelings, the depression, the being devastated, whatever it was. You were authentically present with your feelings and took the time to experience it. And once you feel it, you heal it, and you can move past. Because what most people do is when they feel something they don't like, they avoid it. And this actually prolongs their suffering as opposed to just feeling the really crappy feelings. You feel it, you're authentic with it, you're present, and then it dissolves and you move on. Well, on to the good news. I've been interacting with tons of women and basically enhancing and overcoming my fears with women, even the beautiful ones. I no longer feel as intimidated by them as I used to. I was at a graduation 2 weeks ago and I got approached by this gal. She caught me off guard. She wasn't attractive physically, but she asked me for my number. I thought to myself, she must have some balls to do that because not many women would. So I was being nice and I gave it to her. She texted me the next day and asked if I really wanted to give my number out because she put me on the spot. I replied, "Oh, is someone feeling insecure?" Then I changed the subject and made a coffee date, a definite date. Good job. Well, when we were out on our date, we had an amazing conversation for 2 hours and talked about many subjects. It was really interesting. However, the physical attraction is not there, but we had much in common. I really enjoy her as a friend, but I don't know if I should hang out with her again and respect if she's expecting something more. What do you think? What do I think? This girl really likes you. She's got a ton of confidence. And you realize that that's rare because most women don't have that kind of confidence. And so when you come across one who is, take advantage of it. She's chasing and pursuing you. And the reason that you feel guilty about continuing to hang out with her, because part of you wants to because she's so much fun. The other part is because you're not really feeling the physical attraction part. Let her chase her. Let her chase you. Let her pursue you and come to you. And the bottom line is that if she tries to get you to do more or commit to something that you're really, that's what you're worried about, is having to commit to something that you really don't want to. And the way to get around that and the way to get around feeling guilty is just to be honest and upfront with her and just say, hey, I'm not looking for a relationship. I really like you, but I'm not interested in getting serious. Let's just hang out and have a good time and enjoy each other. Continue to date other guys, and hey, if you find somebody better or that you connect with better than me, then I want you to be happy. But in the meantime, let's hang out and have a good time and just see what happens. That's all you got to do. You just got to make sure you stand up for yourself and what you want. And if she tries to push things along further than you're ready for, then just tell her. Be honest and tell her up front what you want. Don't go along with something just because you're trying to make her happy. You got a great opportunity here with a really super confident woman who, she's not exactly physically what you want, but there's something special about her. So enjoy her, but stand up for yourself. That's the main thing that I'd want to get across to you. So if you find this message of value, you can show your appreciation by going down to the Wibbia toolbar, which is at the bottom of your screen if you're watching this video on my website, and click the PayPal donate button and donate any amount that you feel is equal to the value of the information in this video. At the very least, please share this page with all your friends and family by clicking any one of the social network sharing buttons, which are also located on the Wibbia toolbar. If you got a question that you'd like to ask me, or there's a topic that you want me to cover in a future video newsletter, click the Contact Me tab on the left-hand side of your screen and send me 3 or 4 paragraphs detailing your situation. And just give me several days to get back to you with a detailed response, because I got to take care of my paying phone coaching customers first, and I handle the email and the internet on a first-come, first-served basis. And if you'd like to book a paid phone coaching session with me personally so I can help you one-on-one with your life or a specific situation, click the Products tab at the top of your screen and just follow the instructions for booking a paid phone coaching session. And I'll talk to you soon.